Taurus, special for you, I have taken a buttload of notes because it's a pretty tumultuous week. However, it ends in a beautiful place. Taurus, this is your weekly tarot card reading and astrology breakdown from Born Without Boundaries Tarot. Welcome. My name is Michelle. This is my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on the video and giving me a chance. And if you're returning, God bless you. You are just the heartbeat of everything that I do. So God bless. This is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. There's a new message for you guys every single week. So remember to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so you know when I upload all your favorite content. This is meant to resonate for you. So it's your reading. So take all the examples. I'm going to describe the energy to you, both the astrology as well as the tarot cards, and allow it to resonate wherever it resonates in your life. It is your reading, and it comes to you at just the right time. The astrology is from, I think, the 29th through like the 5th of January, but that's just when the pebble hits the pond. The energy reaches you when you're ready to receive it or when it reaches you. So that could be a year from now. This could be a second after I drop the video, just so that you know when the astrology was actually happening. There's always an extended reading, and I hope you guys can join me for that. That link is going to be everywhere. It's going to be at the end of this video. You can just tap on it and get right there. It's always in the description box below. I put it to the top of the comments section. This is a pretty tumultuous week, but like I said, it's beautiful. It's not bad, but it can get a little crazy. And we start out a little bit crazy. Venus is at the end degrees of Capricorn. And during this week, she is going to transit into Aquarius. Now, that is a big energy shift for you from between Capricorn and Aquarius, where Venus, it goes from being all business to all friendship. And really, her value systems change because change is now a currency. That the more dynamic, the more surprising, the more unrealized, the more unpredictable, the more unexpected or avant-garde, the better, as well as high-tech mind and being able to see outside of the box, but also in a very organized way. So this is this is where the value systems change. And when it comes to relationships, it's really friendship that is the most loving and valued relationship when Venus is in Aquarius. So there's a celebration of your friendships, maybe unexpected friendships or friendships with new and different, unusual people. And if romance begins now, it will come from a friendship, and the foundation will be friendship. And I honestly think that those are your absolute best relationships when they're based on friendship. Remember, St. Valentine's Day happens in Aquarius season. So it really is all about the foundation of what makes love work and what makes love long term. So that will be a major shift in your focus. And what's happening in Taurus is actually quite lovely too. The moon visits. And the moon is very, very happy in Taurus. And there's an emotional resolution that happens later on this week. The beginning of this week is quite tumultuous, though. There's a sesquisquare or a sesquiquadrate. I always pronounce that wrong. To Mars, between Venus and Mars in the beginning of the week. And that's irritability, that's frustration, especially where it concerns your finances and your relationships. Now, because Mars is in Gemini, this could have a lot to do with people throwing things up from the past, people saying things, or people talking a lot out of their, you know what, because Venus is going to be conjunct Mercury retrograde. That means that you yourself will maybe be over-promising or talking from the past or feeling like you have to make up for things or being inclined to want to reach out to people and to relieve some impulsive stress. So be very, very aware of that. That's just something that's important that you have to navigate really well. especially since Venus is conjunct to Mercury as soon as it goes retrograde. And so that's going to kind of take over you a little bit and make you perhaps nostalgic or want to say things that I didn't get a chance to say and behave impulsively, especially where it comes to relationships. There's a lot of irritability. There's a lot of stubbornness when Mars and Venus are in that aspect to each other, but it doesn't last long. I would say, and I wrote this down because it was important, Thursday is probably the most emotional day when the moon is in Aries. There's just the most tension and there's the most potential for explosion. But by the time toward the end of the week that's this Thursday, after that, things start to really actually calm down and look quite lovely for you. Yeah, so let's get into these cards. And what I mean by calm down is by the end of the week, Mars and Venus are going to be trying to each other. When Venus enters Aquarius, Mars is going to be trying to Venus. So that means that there's almost resolution in everything that had come up. There's peace and harmony, and even the potential to meet somebody or a friend to become a lover. Your opportunities really after Venus goes into Aquarius are really going to be coming from community or about community. You're going to be public-minded, community-minded, friendship-minded. So it is a time to be social. What a great time to be social as we go into the new year. I tell you, it's an exciting week for you astrologically. This is interesting because we have some cards on the table. Three of Cups is coming up from the past. So what was this fulfilling situation? Maybe friends that you miss, or being able to see them again, or there's longing. There could have also been a third-party situation, but this could be like a throuple situation where it wasn't necessarily something that was bad, something that was very fulfilling. To me, I see celebration or something that's very happy, moments that you will look back on and cherish. Being around people that you really, really like, being fulfilled. I want to understand why that's come up in the past, and we're going to get into that. But we have a few more cards to go through, guys. So we have Seven of Swords, something being stolen from you, something being ripped away, something not working out, or energy being drained from you, right? That's also over-promising. Things, communication, like people were saying things. That's what it is. It's like people were saying things, they were over-promising. Maybe they wanted to impress you, or you wanted to impress them, or, you're just wrapped up in a moment of enjoying yourself so much, and then all of a sudden it's like, deflation. I don't know why. You can tell me in the comments below what might have happened, but it's like this sense of it doesn't last, or the promises weren't kept, or you realize that maybe people were bamboozling you. It could be intentional. There's a tower here, and I think the tower, we're going to ask the cards specifically what this tower is. But the way it looks right now is you're really shocked that this didn't last, or you're shocked that it was overpromised, or this is a surprise letdown, that something didn't happen the way that you wanted it to, or the way that it was stated it was going to be happening. The Hermit is here, so you may end up spending time alone that you didn't want to spend alone. You thought you were going to be able to be with people, and then there was that, the balloon got deflated. Hermit is doing deep healing, though, so this could be communications about healing, or communications that lead to healing. And it could also be finding out that you have to work when you didn't think you were going to have to work. You thought you were going to be able to have a good time, but you're kind of stuck there. And the Hanged Man is just about a situation that you can't really get out of. Also a sense of stagnation, people not really growing. Or there's a sense to the overall cards of just being disappointed about the way things had been working out. Like not feeling like it lived up to your expectations. Like really kind of like when you graduate high school, or you graduate college, or, you finish up a big project and you think, oh, everything's going to be great. And then it's like, no, actually what's happening is the real world hits, so it's kind of like that. It's like the deflation after the high expectation. There is also a sense of maybe being alone or ending up alone, which will not be too happy for you. This is right here, right now. So it's almost like, in a sense, you're starting to see how important your connections to friends were, or to a situation, people that you actually miss, because there's just this sense of maybe you couldn't get to them. I know there's a lot of travel issues right now. You haven't been able to reach somebody, you're stuck in transit. That could be as well miscommunications. Mercury retrograde is really wreaking havoc on the airlines right now, and it all started, right, because that cold weather, right, but it also started in Mercury retrograde shadow period, where all the schedules are up in the air, nobody can get through. All of this is tech failures, and this is what would happen during a Mercury shadow period. The retrograde will actually smooth things out a little bit, but it seems like somebody got stuck in transit. It could be you, it could be somebody that you love, but it's almost like you're kind of stuck and you can't get through, and maybe you can't return somewhere in time, or I'm not like going back in time, but you can't return somewhere at the time that you thought you were going to be able to be there, and that's a real disappointment to you. This is also going back even further. There was something that you had to resolve, or family issues that were still up in the air. There was a personal issue reaches resolution. You were not able to make harmony with it, or something was unsettled. This could be also family issues, something, but this would have happened in the past, but somehow it's almost like, in some ways, you may be stuck with it. You may be stuck in a situation like you may be stuck with people that you're uncomfortable with, because you have to deal with the past that you were stuck with, and this is a family situation that you now have to resolve. And I think in some ways you will probably been trying to make do with it and to move on from it, but ultimately it's catching you, because Mercury retrograde is conjunct Venus. It's like you're caught. It will release you. In fact, the retrograde is bringing Mercury away from Venus. It is what's finally breaking the conjunction that's been happening for like 3 months now between Mercury and Venus. It's this retrograde that's pulling them apart, but the initial retrograde, it feels like you're now stuck dealing with things that you were trying to get past. But it's got to do with resolution, something that you had to address that had been unresolved. It could have to do with your 4th house, your family issues, or just any situation surrounding family or a maternal figure, something very emotional, clearly. You kind of thought it was done, it's not, and now you're kind of stuck. You're trapped. You can't get out of it. It'll only last a couple of days. There will be discomfort. I do have good news for you, because the second card that comes out. Okay, let's get it closer. Prosperity lies ahead, and this is you. New moon in Taurus. So it's actually something that you have to go through to be able to blossom and bloom, and to be able to move on and change. And that's the thing that I wanted to say. I even wrote this down. There will be resolution, harmony, and intense attraction. But it's almost like you're ready. Okay, this is it. You're ready for change, but somebody else isn't ready to allow you to change. And they may have been faking it and pretending like everything was going to be okay. And now it all comes out like a flush of emotions that you feel really undermined by. But the truth is, I think if this is somebody, they were trying to make it right. They were trying to make it good. They were trying to make you happy. But ultimately, their misery was building. So there's a sense of, you are definitely ready for the newness. I apologize. You are ready for the newness. You are ready for the change. You are wanting the change. You are excited for the change. But they are not. They are still wanting to hold you back in some ways. It's got to do with the emotions. And yes, I do think this person wanted to allow you to move forward. You're ready. This is you. This is current. This is current situation. Anything that comes out here will be future. We haven't gotten any future yet. What we've gotten is some stuff that's happened in the past, in a sense of you're ready to move forward, but somebody isn't ready to let you move forward. So let's get into specifics, shall we? What is this tower specifically? How does this tower happen for Taurus? How does this tower happen? Queen of Wands, it happens through the day. It almost happens when you're spotlighted and you're the star of something. It's saying that all of a sudden you become the spotlight and you become the center of attention. And I think you kind of wanted to be left alone and ride under the radar. But all of a sudden it's like you're put in the spotlight and all this focus is on you. And you're like, wait, what? And this could be when something becomes revealed. 8 of Swords is here, this sense of detachment, or it gets spotlighted or revealed that you intended to leave or move away, or that somebody was going to leave or move away from you, or that you felt completely abandoned and completely on your own. This could be, what could it be? It could also be deciding to change something. Change your viewpoint of success, or change what you aspire to be or what you wanted to be. Queen of Swords is here. This is strategic. You're moving in a different direction. You're moving forward. This is definitely a sound decision. Hold on. This is all related to the Tower. It's like just at a moment of like glory and high attention, you get news. It could be news that somebody's left, it's like somebody's left behind, somebody couldn't get through. Once again, this could be travel issues. It's not that they're not trying, but they couldn't make it, right? Yeah, what is this Hanged Man? Somebody is stuck. I just keep thinking of the travel, and I got a travel alert on the plane for my son's plane too. What is this Hanged Man? Please specify. 4 of Wands. It's like you want to move forward, or you want to move on to a situation, but in some ways, somebody kind of left you high and dry. Hold on. The Death card is here. So something is, okay, this is renewed. Renew. Scorpio, are you dealing with a Scorpio? Leave the comments below. I'd love to know. It's like in the middle of happiness and joy, especially when you're together with it's like you're left out of a party. That's kind of what it feels like. And it doesn't have to be a literal party, but it feels like in some ways you're left out, or you don't get to participate. You know that everybody else is going to participate. There could be jealousy and anger here as well, including a reconnection, a sensual reconnection with somebody that is a little bit taboo, or that maybe you weren't trying to hook up with. But ultimately, it happens. It happens because you were stuck somewhere, or somebody else didn't show up. Could have been a fire sign that couldn't show up, that was sort of left out or left behind. But this temptation comes out. There's definitely temptation, and I know that the astrology supports that because there's sensuality, there's a lot of connection here. Or something that had happened in the past when you maybe hooked up, or somebody, it's all coming out that people hooked up in the past, and bada bing, bada boom, there could have been some freaky, and all of a sudden this comes to the surface. Knight of Cups is saying that there was an advancement or some sort of romantic tryst. Oh. In some ways, I gotta say, I love this for you. I don't know why I love this for you. You know why? Because it is out of the ordinary, and it is exciting, and it's the kind of thing that I wouldn't build my life on, but you gotta let it happen to you every once in a while. So this is your trip into hedonism, Taurus. It could have been something that somebody tried to keep secret because Scorpio is here and now it's being brought to the surface. But this is prosperity lies ahead. 3 of Wands is still here, baby. You're going to come out of this not only alive, but in a much better place. And you're going to look back at this time and have a lot of happy memories. This is like college memories, but it's happening when you're 50. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, we have 3 of Wands. So this is definitely, it's almost like it clarifies what you want. It clarifies what you want now, and afterward, you're not going to be stuck. You're going to not only know, you're going to have confidence and be ready to move in that direction. Let's see what direction you are headed in. There's so much more to this story. Taurus, oh damn. Taurus, let's go to the extended. I'll see you there. Link is below.